Please join me in welcoming Lizy Velázquez.
My life was put into my hands, just like your lives are put into yours. You are the person in the front seat of your car. You are the one who decides whether your car goes down a bad path or a good path. You are the one that decides what defines you. For so long, I thought what defined me was my outer appearance. Going to middle school, I hated when I would wake up in the morning and I was looking in the mirror, getting ready and thinking, can I just rub this syndrome off? It would make my life so much easier if I could just scrub it off. But then I started realizing, am I gonna let the people who called me a monster define me? Am I gonna let the people who said kill it with fire define me? No. I'm gonna let my goals and my success and my accomplishments be the things that define me, not my outer appearance. The best way that I could get back at all those people who made fun of me, who teased me, who called me ugly, who called me a monster, was to make myself better and to show them, you know what? Tell me those negative things, I'm gonna turn them around and I'm gonna use them as a ladder to climb up to my goals. Use that negativity that you have in your life to make yourself better, because I guarantee you, you will win. I want you to leave here, but remember,
Loopy.
It was just a normal pregnancy. Everything was fine every time I went in. There was no sign of anything different or wrong. I didn't feel different. I wasn't sick. Nothing. I was gaining weight and my stomach was growing. So everything was meeting where I was supposed to be at each month.
Things were going well during a pregnancy and no big red flags. Rita's ultrasound done at around 12 weeks had no real indication of problems early on in the pregnancy.
I was way too early to deliver. We were here at the house and we had just spent the day at Silver Park walking, and that night I started having contractions. I thought I just overdid myself at the park, but through the whole night it was just the contractions over and over and over. Then the scary part started.
I was a little nervous. I remember driving about 6:30 in the morning on the highway, still dark, going to the hospital. Silence, really, other than your pains.
We went into the emergency room and that's when I was admitted because I was having contractions and I was dilated.
I remember them saying, we're gonna get the Superman of sonograms. And so I remember him sitting there and he was saying, he just kind of looked and he says, we gotta get this baby out tonight.
The doctors had said they had never seen a child like that, and they didn't know exactly what was going on with her.
Lizy was small and had the appearance of size 4 skin around a size 2 baby. But Lizy did not have a specific chromosomal disorder, and I can't think of any baby that has essentially had no diagnosis.
When I woke up, Loopy was next to me, and he started telling me she's very small, she's in ICU, and we don't know what's gonna happen. So.
The doctors took a Polaroid picture of me and showed it to Mom because they thought she was gonna be too scared to see me in person. I had a giant forehead, and I still do. If I had bangs, I'd do the side bang when I was a baby, too. This picture makes me happy.
I loved her. I was just excited. It didn't matter. I mean, to me, she was already Lizy. She was our daughter. She's tiny. It doesn't matter. She's our baby. And there was never a sense of, I can't believe this is happening to us, or why did this happen to us? It's just like, I can't wait to get her home.
Well, 2 pounds, 10 ounces. I was a real big baby. That's funny. Did they write this when I wasn't named yet? since it says baby girl Velazquez. What if that's what my parents named me? Baby girl. But it's funny to think like this little card is what like started. This is how I started, through this card.
She comes. Elizabeth.
Basically, all we had known all my life was that I had a syndrome where I can't gain weight.
Hi, Lizzie. She's too busy. Hi, Lizzie. It's delicious.
The doctor's main focus was getting weight onto her, and it was always a dietitian, a nutritionist coming in saying she needs to drink these shakes, add this to her food. You know, we went through that whole thing with them, and she still wouldn't gain weight.
Elizabeth.
I would get scared, but we tried not to show her that we were scared, and a lot of it was when she would be put in the hospital for different surgeries.
I thought everyone looked like me. I couldn't recognize or tell that they didn't look like me.
I was most worried about her making friends. If people were going to be mean to her or not want to play with her, or just asking her a lot of questions that she's young and probably can't answer, like, why do you look like that, or what's wrong with you?
Yeah, because we never talked to
No
her
one's
about that.
ever really asked her that, and I thought, we're not there.
Yeah.
I remember going up to groups of kids that were playing, and they would just walk away and not, like, as if I wasn't there.
You know, me as a teacher, and if I'd be walking down the hall with my class and we'd happen to, her class is walking down, I'd be watching her just to kind of see. And other kids would be transitioning, all of them would be like poking and looking and talking, and you know, my choices are you go tell them stop. You know, she's just like you, or I mean, I had to be professional and I couldn't say anything. And in my mind, it's breaking my heart.
I had to deal with bullying a lot, but as I said, I was raised very normally. So when I started kindergarten, I had absolutely no idea that I looked different. No clue. I couldn't see that I looked different from other kids. I think of it kind of as a big slap of reality for a 5-year-old because I went into school first day decked out in Pocahontas gear. I was ready. I went in with my backpack that looked like a turtle shell because it was bigger than me. And I walked up to a little girl, I smiled at her. She looked up at me like I was a monster, like I was the scariest thing she'd ever seen in her life. My first reaction was, she is really rude. I am a fun kid and she's the one missing out, so I'll just go over here and play with blocks or boys. I thought the day was going to get better, and unfortunately it didn't. The day kind of got worse and worse, and a lot of people just wanted to have absolutely nothing to do with me, and I couldn't understand why. Why? What did I do? I didn't do anything to them. In my mind, I was still a really cool kid. So I had to go home and ask my parents, what's wrong with me? What did I do? Why don't they like me? And they sat me down and they said, Lizzie, the only thing that's different about you is that you're smaller than the other kids. You have this syndrome, but it's not going to define who you are. They said, go to school, pick your head up, smile, continue to be yourself, and people will see that you're just like them. And so that's what I did. If I hadn't have been able to embrace the body that I'm in, there's no way that I could have been the champion for so many other people. I know good and well that bullying will never, ever, ever stop. But what can continue is someone being the leader to show the best way that we can deal with it. All I know is being knocked down and getting back up. I've been in and out of doctor's offices, in and out of hospitals, in and out of surgeries, but really all I know is you get better and then you keep going, and if something else comes up, you pick yourself back up and you deal with it. I think I've realized that this is something that means a lot to me, and I'm not gonna go away until they listen.